we caught quite a few. It seems like they're biting early and then they're biting late. Well, I went through a different area where we fished yesterday. We had some chances at some big ones. It didn't get hooked up or whatever. But the moral of the story is, I knew they were biting early and I knew they were biting late. So I went around and fished another area this morning that I had practice in that had got some bites. Not as many bites, but they were bigger quality. And needless to say, that didn't work out. So I came back this afternoon to some of the areas where we're getting some bites. And lo and behold, that's where I basically caught all of my weight. The last cast I took of the day, literally, I caught a 6-pounder and I called it a 12-inch Kentucky. So it's nice to see. I had 4 females today. Those are the first 4 females I think I've caught in 2020, to be honest with you, after this watercolor change came in. But so I know it's going to start moving forward. So we're excited about it. Big weight's going to start coming around.
But you're seeing them?
Yeah, so yesterday all day, the last couple times when you talk about the bait's been finished, when you're sitting off the bank, you can see them suspended underneath the boat. And there's so much watercolor throughout this lake right now from the rains and the current and everything, that the only one you're going to catch is going to be about 3 or 4 twitches off the bank. I'm throwing a jerk bait, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But the only ones I can catch are right on the bank. And the whole key with that thing is like they sit there and then they'll shoot to the bank when it's time to eat. You know they can sit out there. There's shad dying everywhere. There's shad everywhere. But if there's one that slides up in what I'm going to call the slot, that's the only one you're going to catch. I have not been able to figure out how to catch them. You know, we could throw an A-rig today, never even threw it because it's kind of hard to throw an A-rig up there in a foot of water. But moral of the story is everything I caught was jerking. So this is a 6 cents jerk bait. And so real quick, this has kind of been my main go-to. What I like about it, it's got a bigger profile. It's a little bit taller from belly to back. It's also wider across the shoulders. And it's got a really, really good darting action. And so I'll throw that thing up there. It's got a much heavier, beefier bill that can take those rocks. And so when I throw it up there, I'll kind of feather it through those rocks. And when it clears the rocks, I'll pop it once, pop it twice, and then I'll give it like a 10 or a 15 count. Pop it once, pop it twice, give it a 10 or 15 count, and then I'm reeling it in next cast. Because if you're farther than this off the bank, I've not been able to catch one. So everything is coming like that, and it's like they're just laying up there, and it just sits there in front of their face, you know, on that 10 count, and all of a sudden, boom! It's got beefy hooks, so when they get hooked up, it's just a fantastic bait. They're, you know, somewhere around $10 or $12 retail. So, you know, people are like, well, it's not a mega bass. Well, you can't buy a mega bass for this much, you know. So it's a fantastic bait. 6 Cents has got fantastic lures, but this is basically how I caught them.
A particular color? Did it seem to matter, or did you change?
You know, here's the thing about the color. I mean, this Violet Panda is what it's called. I mean, it's got a lot of brightness to it, a lot of flash, a lot of purple. But here's what I would say about color right now. The fisherman needs to be throwing their favorite color, because if you don't let that bait sit there for 8 to 10 seconds, you're probably not going to get a bite. And if you're throwing a color that you're not 100% confident in, you're probably not going to let it sit. So what are you going to do? You're just blowing down through the bank. I can't tell you how many times I've come behind somebody, you know, a key stretch bank, and I'll just watch them, and they'll just go right through it. And I mean, I might hit that spot lock, and I might make 6, 7, 8 casts before I move the boat, because I really, really want to make sure if this 20-foot section of bank is the highest percentage, I'm going to let that bait sit there, because that's what it takes. So that's the whole key to my success on everything so far this year.
Now, you rotating today, did you rotate back to your same spots? Like you catch one, go back, catch another one? Or?
You know, to be honest with you, you know, I only caught 6 keepers today. So it's an absolute grind out there. So, you know, when you start talking about let the bait sit there for 10 seconds and you ain't got one in the live well, it's a mental issue there for sure. But the moral of the story is, I got keyed in, I caught one off a spot, I just wheeled in there, haven't fished it yet this year. There's some busted up concrete, I caught one on it, went to another spot, had some busted up rock all by itself, caught one on it. So then all of a sudden I started running targets. You know, right now it's like I think I know what the pattern is, which I'm not going to say, but I think I know what the pattern is. And if you can find that pattern with a target on it, you know, whether it's a rock, maybe an old concrete dock pier, something like that, that's where all those bigger fish came from today.
Okay. People want to follow you? Do you have social media type platforms that they can?
Yeah, I just got my own personal Facebook page. is what I have. I do have an Instagram page. I'm trying to get better at that, but I got kids at home, so I'm going to try to dig in on them before I dig in on the rest of the world.
Ain't gonna do TikTok?
No, I'm not TikToking.
All right. Well, Dr. Sykora, thank you very much. Congratulations. And hope to see you the next one.
You did a fantastic job. The event was well ran. It was perfect. Thank you.
Well done. Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Matt Miller. I ended up second in the solo pro today. I had 18:08. Got very fortunate this morning to get onto a good group of fish. It was difficult. Not many places that we fished, or I fished, I'm sorry, that we could catch them. But got lucky early on a stick bait, a Dave's Custom Bait stick bait. I've been throwing it for years. I've known David for a long time, and he definitely keyed me in on some stuff when I was younger on how to throw it. So very fortunate to get the bites that I got. You know, it's not easy out there, but caught a lot of my fish in a little deeper water, creek channels, stuff like that. So hopefully it's going to get a lot better on this lake.
Hi, my name's Connor Cunningham. I just got third in the solo pro here on Lake of the Ozarks. I had 16 pounds, awesome day. Only caught 5 keepers, but I guess they're the right ones, so I'm happy with that. Caught every fish today on a 1/2 ounce crocodile zapper jig on channel swings towards the back of pockets and creeks in the gravelway area. So yeah, I just like to thank Crocodile Baits. That jig is awesome. It's got a big hook in it. I caught a big one behind a dock today, and that big hook really held up well to get the fish out. So that's pretty much it.